Okay, so let's get started, and we're going to open up brackets and make our first web page. So in brackets, what we're going to do is, you can see down there on my right hand side, I've got brackets as a shortcut, but if you don't have that, you can just go into the start menu and open up brackets. Now, I won't explain this every time I do it, so it's important that you get a wee handle on how to use brackets at this point. So open up brackets and you'll see there it opens up. There's nothing in it at the moment, and we've got some various menus up here. You'll be familiar with a lot of the commands. We've got the file menu, save as. If you've done Microsoft stuff before, you've seen that. Edit for cutting, copying, moving code around. We can go to find individual bits of text. View, that means that we can toggle different things on the page. I could hide the sidebar if I wanted, like that, and get a full page, or I can bring the sidebar back. You can go at a horizontal split if you want, and again just take that off again. I'm just going to keep it as it is. Also, if I go into themes, oops, no split. If I go into themes, you'll see that you've got default, so I could put it into a dark setting if I wanted to. Some people prefer to work on that as a background. Also, what you've got is a font size, and I'm just going to change it to 16 and click on done. And you'll see the benefit of that in a wee minute. You guys can stick at 12 if you want, that's fine. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to file and I'm going to go to new. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is save the file before I get started. So I'm going to go to file, save as, and I want to make sure that I'm saving it into the web course. So what you want to do is find the web course that we created earlier, click on that, and you'll see that that opens there. And then I'm going to click a new folder, and I'm just going to call this folder beginning. I'll call it beginning coding, just to fit in with the module on the course. So double click on that to open it, and I'm going to call this I'll just call it example 1. Now here's the crucial thing. Example 1, I'm going to put in .html. So example1.html, and save that there. Okay. So I've now got my example 1 file in my beginning coding folder. Okay. So I'm going to type out my code now. I can start typing in my code here, and I'll put in my first bit of code. And you'll see if that's a bit too wee, what I can do is on the keyboard I can hold down my control key and press plus, and you'll see that brings it a bit bigger. You can do the same in the menu as well, but control plus is a good wee shortcut. So I'm going to type out this bit of code here. I'll try again. Doctype HTML. And what this wee bit of code does is it tells the browser that we are going to use HTML5. Then I'm going to start my HTML, and you'll see that lang, firstly it pops up as a word that can be completed, and it goes green. If I was to keep typing, it still stays green, and if I press equals, and I'll just put in quotes, EN, and basically I'm just saying I'm using English. Now, a couple of things. The code works like bookends. This is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. So I'm going to press enter a few times on there. Okay. I'm going to talk about this structure later on, but don't worry too much about it just now. Okay. Just kind of copy what I'm doing, and it will start to make sense. So everything that appears in between these two is going to be HTML. The HTML document itself consists of two parts. There is the head, okay, and there is the body. Now I'm just going to straighten this out a wee bit so it looks a wee bit better. So sometimes when I'm teaching it I talk about the snowman. You've got the head stuck on top of the body. I'm only going to do one thing in the head of the document at the moment, and that is to put in title. and I will just put in my first document. Now in here, in between these tags, I can type anything I want. Inside the tags, it's important that you stick to the HTML that I'm doing, but in between that tag and that tag, you can type in anything that takes your fancy. Okay, but my first document seems fair enough. I'm then going to go into the body of the document, and I want to type out a paragraph, and I'm just going to put in a paragraph, and you'll see again it closes the tag for you, and I can just type in my first paragraph. Some people don't like the fact that it closes the tags for you. You'll get used to it. I'm quite lazy like that, so I like that that brackets does this for us. If you're to use something basic like Notepad, it wouldn't do that for you. It's just getting used to it. Sometimes I will fall into the trap of opening my tag and closing it, and then it closes it for you, so I end up with too much code. But essentially, this is the makeup of our web page. Okay, so it won't win any awards, but it's a start. So all I've done here, I've created my basic web page template, and I've put a title in, and I've put a paragraph in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save it. So file and save. Now either that, you can do Control S. Alright, you'll see the shortcuts there. Control S. Now, depending on how your machine's set up, there's a few ways you can do this. I am going to go over here, and there's a wee, it looks like a wee lightning bolt. I'm going to click on live preview. Okay, and what this will do is it will launch the page for us. So click on OK, and you'll see in Google Chrome it opens up. Now, I'm just going to split my screen a wee second. So I've got my first paragraph. I have got, you'll see it's in beginning coding is the folder that we made, and the file name is example1.html. And also a couple of things to note: the title of the document will always appear up here. Okay, and also you'll notice if I go into my Chrome and leave the mouse sitting over it on my toolbar, you'll see it says my first document there too. So the title will appear here and will appear here. The paragraph appears in the body of the page. Now in the wee example earlier on, or the kind of notes that I made you read through, what you'll see is that these two documents are exactly the same, although this one on the right looks different. The difference is that the browser is opening this rather than the HTML editor. Okay, so what I can do here is, let me just put I'll change that to my very first paragraph, and I will save it. And you'll see that because I've got live preview on, it updates it right away. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can look at this without live preview as well. Okay, so that wee button there turns off live preview, and I'm going to close brackets at this point, and I'm just going to close that document too. So everything's closed, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find my web course. Now I've made a wee shortcut here to keep it easy for us. Now I've got this horrible browser on my machine that I will remove because I'm going to use Chrome for this. So I'm just going to double click on this, and you'll see that this opens up, beginning coding. I'm going to go into beginning coding, and there's my example1.html document. So I'm going to right click on this, and you'll see that there's options when you right click on it. I can open it with different files. So if I open it up with Chrome, you'll see there that that's exactly what we thought we were going to get. Close that again. If I right click on it and I open it with, let me see, open with, and I'm going to go to other apps. I'm going to open up this up in Notepad. Alright, choose another app, and I'll scroll down and I should eventually find Notepad, hopefully. There it is there. So Notepad's the most basic thing. You can make web pages in it. I'm not going to, but click and open Notepad, and you'll see that there is our code that we've typed in. So it's exactly the same document, but depending on what software you use to open it, is what you'll see. Depends what you'll see. So again, if I open this with Chrome, I'm just going to make that a wee bit bigger so you can see it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to examine the code in Chrome, and I'm going to press F12, and you'll see when you press F12 in Chrome. Now again, let's see if I can show you this in here. You see, you can zoom it up. Just looking to see if I can see the. Don't worry about that just now. Just F12 will do the job in Chrome for the moment. I'll open that up again. Sorry. And F12 to view source, and there it is there. Okay, that you'll see that is the exact code that we typed in to brackets. So this is your browser view, and this is your text view. Alright, you'll get used to this again as we go through. Okay, don't worry about anything of the other stuff here. We'll come to play with that later on. I just wanted to explain to you that is how you create your very first paragraph.